Afternoon, welcome to Africa. We are in Lagos, Nigeria, and it's the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 qualifiers here in the African region, and it's the Central African Republic getting ready to take on Mali. Well, second round play got underway in a couple of other zones yesterday. In fact, 3 other zones, Asia, Europe, and the Americas, and now Africa are going to get after it. And this is Group F. So we start off with this game, followed by Senegal, Rwanda, and then you'll have Cote d'Ivoire taking on Nigeria. And as you look at the standings, no surprise there to see Nigeria flying high at the top, ahead of 5-1 Senegal. Perhaps mild surprise, they're not unbeaten. Central African Republic and Rwanda are following at 3-3. So their backs are against the wall, Mali, but never say never. If they can string together a few wins, who knows, maybe they could somehow force their way into that top 5 and clinch one of those 5 spots from Africa that will be going to the FIBA Basketball World Cup next year in China. So as it is in the second round, we now have 2 games. We started with 16 teams in Africa. Now we have 12 teams, and we have the 2 groups. And as you look at the 2 groups, in this group again, we've saw that Cote d'Ivoire and Mali are down at the bottom at 2 and 4, so they've got the toughest row to hoe, so to speak. The Central African Republic team, well, they're sitting, I wouldn't say pretty, but certainly they are in a decent position to fight for one of those 5 spots. But the question is who will be the top 2 teams in this group, and then who will be the top 2 teams in Group E, and then of course the best 3rd place team from those 2 groups will advance. So Mali, an exciting team without question. I really enjoyed watching them at the AfroBasket back in 2015, and they've had some interesting results in the qualifiers. They started and with a loss to Rwanda, 74-70. That was in their very first qualifier. Then they won by 3 over Uganda, but then they slipped up at home to Nigeria, 82-59. So the good news is they're not going to have to play Nigeria again since they played them in the first round. Mali then slipped up against Rwanda, 82-72. Again, they won against Uganda, and that was 95-90. And then they slumped to a heavy defeat to Nigeria, 93-53. So their 2 wins coming against Uganda. Leading them in scoring, you'll recognize the names Jambo and also Balo, the giant center, averaging a team high 7 rebounds per game. And Kant is their feisty point guard, one of them anyway, and he's averaging 4.2 assists per game. So for the Central African Republic, this is a team that started with a narrow defeat to Senegal, 70-65. They then slumped to a 59-52 defeat to Mozambique. And they edged Cote d'Ivoire in their 3rd game of that February window, winning at 63-62. Now in the last window, Central African Republic again started with a loss to Senegal, 91-82, but they rebounded with a very important 9-point win over Mozambique, a game that was crazy. I was on the call for that one, and they got a late steal and layup that gave them that margin of difference that they needed to finish above Mozambique and to advance. And they also followed that up with a 69-60 win over Cote d'Ivoire. So just An exciting team to watch. Of course, Max Couguer, the heart and soul of this team in terms of the leadership that he brings and all types of intangibles. And if you look at who's been leading them in points and efficiency, well, Jefferson Damashois is the points per game leader. Couguer is averaging 14 per game. Ganapamo 12.7. So we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems for both Mali and the Central African Republic.
Thank you. Please remain standing for the national anthem of the home team, the CAF. Thank you very much. The referees for the games are...
Okay, the national anthems have been played.
From Egypt,
The referees for today's game, Onion Jokic, Saber Rezgi, and Amir Abolo. Well, we'll take a look at the rosters and the starting fives, or we should be, as these teams come out. Mali, again, we pretty much can anticipate who we think they're going to be leaning heavily on. Certainly Balo on the boards, but again, Cisse is an important player. Keita as well. Well, maybe we are not going to see them. But anyway, this is a... Okay, here we go. Mali is Diawara, Kant, Tandina, Sidibe, Jambo. He's an exciting player. Kaba, Cisse, Balo, Keita, Diarra, Balayeta, and Mamadou C. And the coach is Remy Diita. Maxime Zianvini, the 38-year-old, played in France and still has it going in his career. And Ulrich Marida, the coach, Samede, Wegschreider, Zianvini, Kosange, Grebongo, Jefferson, Ganapamo, Zache, Couguer, Jim Rabai, all the way down. Wouldn't be surprised if both of these teams, there's Jim Rabai, went 12 deep in this game. Fighter, of course, player that kind of emerged at the Basketball Without Borders camp in Africa, and he has been a player to watch for that team. There's Remy, just going over the final details, seeing what he can observe. Pretty much know by this point, right before game time, what you're going to do. Doubt he's chopping and changing with his starting lineup. Morida, who's continued here at the helm. Gianveni taking his last jumpers before they head over to the bench. Well, we are in Lagos, and of course, Nigeria, one of the real powerhouses of African, certainly you could argue they are the powerhouse now of African basketball, but also a team that can compete with any team from any region in the world. They showed as much at the 2012 Olympics, and also demonstrated even before that when they beat Greece at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in 2012, and then of course they played in Rio as well. Mali will start with Cissé, Balo, Diarra, Kant, and Jambo.
Les milieux passent en dessous, vous ouvrez en dessous. Et le meneur à l'opposé vient en aide. Ça veut dire avec des frères. Les autres dehors, vous s'ouvrez. Jimmy.
Starting five for Central African Republic: Couguer, Jim Rabai, Damashwa, Kosange, and Jefferson. So Remy sharpening the focus and just reminding them of what they want to be doing as they attack this very talented Central African Republic team. So remember, just 5 spots on offer for Africa for the FIBA Basketball World Cup next year to be played in China. And both of these teams still with a chance, a little bit better chance for Central African Republic, although when you consider who their remaining opponents are, they're going to have to go up against Nigeria next, and then they will face Rwanda. So they got a couple of games against Nigeria, and it's going to take, some would suggest, a miracle for any team to beat that team, the Nigerians, as well as they've been playing. So this game for them is pivotal, as are the games against Rwanda. If they were to get 4 wins and add them to their 3 wins, and say if they were to lose twice in Nigeria, they'd be 7-5. Would that be good enough to get to the World Cup? Well, we won't know until the end. The other group, Group E, consists of Tunisia, Cameroon, Angola. That's their standings in that order. Both Cameroon and Angola 4-2, behind Tunisia at 6-0. Egypt and Morocco are 4th and 5th at 3-3, and Chad are pulling up the rear at 2-4. Oh, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Lagos, Nigeria. We are watching the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2010 African Qualifiers. And starting things off is a quick fire triple for the Central African Republic from their veteran, Couguer. And now an early turnover gives it right back to Central African Republic. Oh, nice stroke, and to be honest, that was a good shot because he had a man flying right in his face. Referee and player having an early conversation. Not sure if the shot clock is working. But that was Damashwa who was talking to Jokic. Jokic being the European referee in this game. So Central African Republic looking to build perhaps a nice little cushion here at the beginning of the game. Damashwa drives in and puts it up off the glass and in. Nice burst of speed from him. Jambo turns and scores. Ibrahim Jambo. It's a fitting name for a player that can get up above the rim. Jambo. See if he'll be jamboing a few of those balls home in this game. Cougar goes baseline. Passes to the corner and drilled by Jefferson. Cougar has started very well, not only with his own shot, but getting his teammates involved. So Mali trailing early. Mali, though, going right down the lane, and there was no contest. Nobody picked up the big number 18, Nyanta Diarra. But again, from the right corner, wide open. Jim Rabai gets the rebound, passes back outside, and Cougar this time was off target. Now Mali trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Diarra over to Jambo and back to Kant. And looked like a foul, a reach, and that's what Kosange is thinking. But look at this. Well, I'm sorry, but if that's not a foul, it looks like he's trying to stop play. Now, if he doesn't play the ball, oftentimes they'll call him unsportsmanlike, but well, they've got the ball back anyway. Jump shot no good. And here comes Kant again. I'll tell you, watching African basketball in the international game is exciting because of plays like that from Ibrahim Jambo, showing his range and knotting it at 7. Jim Rabai misses, and now Kant and Mali with a chance to take the lead. So on the early evidence, a very even game in store for us here. Balo says, get off my back. He gets in the lane, he posts him up, and he goes up. And Central African Republic now on the wrong end of a run. They were up 7-2, now 7 unanswered points. Jefferson tried to dunk and into that. He missed the dunk. Now Cougar takes the contact, misses badly. Diarra. Now down to Ballo, going against Jefferson. Passes over the defense. And soft little jump hook. Cisse gets on the board. And Mali on a 9-0 run. Cougar back to Jefferson. Jim Rabai keeps it alive. Jim Rabai gets it back again. Jefferson, his pass intercepted. Boy, Mali have woken up. And they have owned this first 5 minutes. Down low to Ballo. Thank you very much, he says. And we've got our first timeout. Central African Republic came out swinging, but now they're the ones that are against the ropes. Kind of sleepwalking here through the last 3 minutes. Now Diarra, look how wide open Ballo is. It's like dunking practice for him. And really it all started with that Jambo three-pointer. That seemed to be the trigger.
Attention sur ce système-là, il y a un écran pour Cougar. Cougar est là, tu es ici. Cet écran-là, quand il vient, il passe dessous l'écran, ne le suis pas. D'accord? S'il remonte, tu switches.
On doit parler, il n'y a même pas quelqu'un qui dit
l'écran passe dessus.
Allez, on se réveille. Go! Vraiment.
So in fact, the score was 7-2 after Cougar made that pass to Jefferson in the right corner. And it was Diarra who came in for a layup to make it 7-4, and then it was Jambo who tied it with the three-pointer. And then from that point, Ballo scored with a little jump hook. Cisse scored, and the latest 2 points for Mali came via the dunk from Ballo. And now an offensive foul called on the team in white, Central African Republic. They're kind of dazed and confused right now, and trying to rediscover their rhythm, but they've been taken out of it by this man and Mali, and Jambo strikes again. Bounce pass, Jefferson goes up for the two-handed flush, and that stops the rot. Mali had scored 13 unanswered points before that dunk. Kant hands it off to Cisse, who puts up a three. Not a shot in the flow of the offense at all, and that allows the opposition now a chance to get even closer. Cougar. High arcing shot, front side of the rim, stays out. And the ball turns over, back over to Central African Republic. Damashwa again gets it inside to Jefferson. And he was going to go up for the dunk, and then Ballo came in and just said, "You're going to have to take this one to the free throw line, my friend." Look at this. Looked like got a lot of ball there. So Jefferson is at the charity stripe and calmly sinks the first one. However, he's only one of two. But then Ballo appears to have turned his ankle while he was coming down, so that's a blow for him to leave the court, and he's going to lie down and ask for some immediate treatment. Here he is. He goes up. We're not going to see it there. He may have come down on Jambo's foot. Look at it from this angle. No, you can't see it from there either. Hopefully it's temporary and he'll be back out there. Shot off target. Molly, despite the presence of 5 shirts, doing a better job on the boards, but finally Ziana Vini gets it. Now Damashwa for 3. Exciting stuff. Both of these teams hoping to be among the 5 teams from Africa that play at the World Cup next year. Jambo, well, had his feet set, had a good look, but hit it off the front of the rim. Now double dribble is the call on Cougar. There's the two-handed dunk. Kant launches one off target. And the miss. And Ziana Vini passes it back outside to Cougar for 3. Oh, he banks it in, folks. Well, he makes a deposit. It is, after all, Friday, so the bank is open. Kant pulls up and grazes the rim. Cougar flies in. Ziana Vini lays it up and in as easy as you like, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves a tie game. The 38-year-old Ziana Vini showing he's still got those silky smooth moves. Zache there coming in making an impact. Oh, Jambo left wide open. And Central African Republic lived to tell the tale. Now the ball turns back over to Mali. So they should have last possession here of this first quarter. It's had many twists and turns, and unfortunately a twist that Balo has gotten him out of the game. Hopefully he'll be back. There's Kant. Final seconds ticking off the clock. And that, if you want to teach a class on how not to execute the final play of a quarter, just show that video, because that was awful. Mali had a chance to have a full 24 seconds, and didn't even get a shot off. So the game is knotted at 15 apiece after one here in Lagos. Well, the early numbers, Mali shooting 6 of 7 inside the arc. Central African Republic not quite as good, but well, what a game. We saw a fast start from the Central African Republic, and then Mali just got the bit between the teeth and raced into the lead, raced into a 15-7 lead with a 13-0 run. With getting these shots, Jambo was in fine fettle, and finally that dunk stopped the rot, so to speak, for Central African Republic. It broke the run, and they came back. So we are knotted at 15 apiece. Remember, Central African Republic occupied third place. They're 3-3 in Group F. And Mali are down at the bottom at 2-4. Well, alley-oop pass, not caught. And turnover back into the hands of Mali. And now sloppy play turns it back over again to the Central African Republic. And they will get a layup, and they will move back in front. Sangay goes high off the glass. There's Balayeri, just turned it over. Curry Wegschweider also into the game. There are misses from deep. Now a little bit of hand checking going on there by Ibrahima Sidibe. Oh, I didn't see the hand checking actually, but it's actually must have just bumped him. Zaché looks at Zianveni, and Zianveni pushes off and picks up the foul. Sidibe looks. Now dumps it. Followed, by the way, back in the game, so that's good. Good news. And that was a careless pass on that Central African Republic were able to knock away. Kosenge decides he's going to take it. Well, Mali look to tie it or take the lead with a 3. Well, they're going to call an offensive foul on Balayera. Good job by Wegschweider, moving his feet, getting in his way. And look at the coach pointing to his temples as if to say, you have to think. The turn and the basket is good from Kosenge. Now Jambo comes up top, slips. Excuse me, that's Keita. Jambo catching, now he's bending over Jambo. Balo at the top of the key. They got to shoot it. Oh, so not the first time, a shot clock violation, just Mali not really having an idea of what it is they want to do. So Mali, Coach Remy calls timeout. And they try to regroup. That was Kosenge driving in from the right wing and laying it up and in. And here he was turning to his right, so he's become kind of the focal point of the attack for the Central African Republic team.
Ok. Et quand ici lui descend, tu ramènes la balle ici, soit au numéro 5 des personnes. L'autre qui est là, il sort. Après l'écran d'ici continue.
Jefferson with 6 and 5 points respectively, leading the way.
Ok les gars,
balanced scoring there.
Déjà on est devant, on continue. On y va.
Jambo has the 7 points, Balo with 4 to lead Mali. It's Keita. Central African Republic now, having allowed that 13-2 run, have now gone on a 12-0 run themselves. So when people say it's been a game of runs, they're talking about games like this because this has been one big game of runs. Cisse turns, now to Ballo. He goes right at Jefferson. Jefferson goes up, comes down. Seems like he was getting some moisture, some sweat on the hands, constantly wiping them off. Here he is, catching it down low. Oh, look at the control and putting it off the glass. Keita gives it back to Kant. Molly just kind of standing around, 5 on the shot clock. Who's going to do it? Who's going to take the shot? Cisse for 3. Now Zaché hands it off. Point guard mentality. Beautiful pass. Grabongo lays it up and in. And Mali just out of sorts. 1 minute, they're the best team on the court. The next minute, they're nowhere to be found. C gets bumped by Grabongo on the baseline. So Grabongo takes a seat. And the long shot, no good. So Central African Republic get it back. It's been such a long time. This, when was the last time Mali scored? Well, it was in the first quarter. Because the game was tied at 15-15, so they've been outscored 8-0 in this quarter. And they went into the quarter break having been outscored 8-0 because they were up 15-7. So right now, it's a 16-0 run. Oh, Remy. What must he be thinking? Keita. Big Spider. Three-point attempt. Diarra, finally somebody scores for Mali. Damashwa. Jim Rabbi. And I think that was Zaché. No, Kosenge. Another for him, 7 points. It's his first 3. And Paulo gets into an awkward position, throws up a little air ball from 1 foot. And then Jefferson bulls his way down low and draws the foul from Diarra. And right now, Central African Republic looking like they want to put an exclamation mark on this one and just go ahead and just slam the door shut. Just 2 points scored for Mali in this quarter. Cougar back in the game as well for Central African Republic, number 13. Well, Jim Rabbi gets the rebound. A lot of red shirts standing around. Couguer for three, punishes them. Well, you give up that second opportunity, and that's what happens. Instead of going down the court. And now, Conte just has the ball taken right away from him by Damachois, who goes up and scores with the layup. And Mali called timeout. Boy, Mali have just completely lost their concentration.
En 2, Jambo en 3. Vous allez jouer one up. Ok, 1. Passe. J'ai crainté. Sur la remontée de balle, je répète, les intérieurs, vous faites la remise et vous mettez des backpicks sur le meneur pour l'aider à monter la balle.
Pour que nous puissions donner le ballon à des personnes à l'intérieur.
He doesn't want to do fast. He doesn't want to do fast. So when you get it, that's all you, man.
Donc ce qui est important, il faudrait que le ballon arrive à l'intérieur pour le poste bas. Parce que l'autre défenseur ne peut pas. Il ne peut pas défendre. Donc on libère des personnes.
Voilà.
Soit 10 ou des personnes à l'intérieur pour avoir la balle. Ok? On attaque les 5. On pose de 5. On y va.
Les gars. Allez, bien du côté de Max.
La défense continue. Hein? La défense toujours la même pression.
Les gars.
On y va.
Pour les femmes. Les gars, pas d'annonce.
Et à l'opposé, on n'annonce pas, les gars.
Well, look at the numbers. 4 threes for Central African Republic and 2 more makes inside the arc. And some long looks on the faces of these Mali players as they come back out of the huddle. Jambo gets it down low and draws some contact. 31-17. They're very close to being at the point of no return here. $14 points, the deficit. Mali need to rally, and they need to rally now. They need to finish this first half strong. And going up, the block shot, but a foul called on Kosenge. Where is he? Look at this again. Well, I think he got him with the body. Letting us know that he clearly thinks there was no foul. It was all ball. Makes 1 of 2. Gets it back to a 13-point deficit. 3-minute mark coming up here. And Mali need to get something from their defense. That has to be what sparks them. Now Couguer goes down, holding his face. Jim Rabbi was asking for an unsportsmanlike foul. So Couguer has to go out. finally play resumes. Zaché. Schwa has it back outside. Zaché. And he puts up a little runner and scores. Yannick Zaché, his first 2 points of the game. Diarra. And Damashwa with the board. That was Zaché's basket. So Kosange, after the foul, makes the first. He was fouled by Jambo. Those free throws good, and right now this Central African Republic team is blowing out Mali, 35-18. Now the ball fumbled away. Damashwa hands it off. Oh, Jefferson swatted it. Now a chance to run for Diarra. Back. Almost too many steps there. Kant has it. Jambo. It's not good. Diarra with the rebound. Turns to his right, misses the hook shot. But there for the follow. There for the follow was Cisse. Swarata Cisse. Now Jefferson flies in. Is denied at the rim. Kant, and finally something in transition for Mali. For them, I would think about applying some full court pressure and trying to get something out of their defense, because in the half court, they have not looked concise at all. And there is Damashwa flying in. He could have dunked that. Now Khan takes the contact and goes down. So another timeout here with 40.5 seconds remaining. And, well, if Central African Republic can get another couple of baskets, you know, they could go to halftime with a commanding lead. It's already pretty impressive. But Mali, if they could get a couple of stops and a couple of baskets, that would do wonders for their confidence. This was Jefferson getting swatted.
Okay. On ralentit et on est zone derrière avec Mam en haut. Ok, deux petits, là, dès que la balle elle vient, on pousse. J'ai les Nyanta et Jambo en bas. Rappelez-vous, on sort dans les corners, on envoie au drive, on vient bien fermer avec le corps. Sur le dernier drive, on ne vient pas fermer. Fermez les drives, cherchez pas les contres, d'accord? Et si on a la dernière possession, tu rejoues fils down, d'accord? Mais cette fois, on joue pick and flare avec Nyanta. Donc si Djambo il crampe pour Nyanta, Nyanta tu montes, tu fais pick and pop.
See the rebounding totals. Central African Republic. Part of the problem is how they're dominating the glass.
Allez, pas de faute bête, ça chute et lancé là.
Central African Republic with 8 second chance points. 9 points off turnovers. 6 fast break points. Now Kant. And he makes free throws. And at least on that trip, no, he can't. So Mali, we're going to inbound it. Makes it a little bit better. The three-pointer from Diarra, back to 12. But it's been a horror show for the most part for Mali. Zaché. Comp knocks it away from him. Now do they want to hold it for one? Well, I'm sure they're not even going to think about it. And as it is, Central African Republic now will get the last shot. Three-point attempt. And that's how it finishes. And the coach looking to his point guard, pointing to his head and said, think, we need to hold on to the last possession. That's not good body language as Diarra walks off the court after talking to Jambo.
The CAF team has 37 points.
37-25, Central African Republic on top of Mali. Well, some of the numbers, 11 of 20 for Central African Republic inside the arc, 4 of 12 from deep, 3 of 6 at the line, but they have got the hegemony on the boards. Look at that, 23-13, and also those 12 assists. Mali have turned it over 10 times. Look at some of the highlights here. Kamashwa, 6 points for Central African Republic, 9 points for Kosengay, 2 apiece for Zaché, Zianveni, and also Ribongo. 9 for Cougar. John Jessen has 7 points. So those are the players that are doing the damage for Ulrich Marida's team. For Mali, 8 points for Jambo, 7 for Diarra, and then 4 apiece for Cisse Balo. And 2 for Conte. So 37-25, Central African Republic on top of Mali at halftime. We'll be right back for the start of the second half. 37-25, Central African Republic on top of Mali. It could be a lot worse for Mali. They were completely and utterly out of sorts in that second quarter. They didn't score until well past the halfway mark, and ended up being outscored 22-10. Central African Republic have actually led by as many as 17 points. And believe it or not, Mali actually had an 8-point lead at one point. They were up 15-7, and then the wheels just came off spectacularly. But they have been able to get the deficit back to 12 points. We saw Diarra and kind of walk away from Jambo right before halftime after kind of a conversation. It didn't seem like all was well with those two. So Remy, the coach of Mali, has his work cut out for him. He tries to get them together, playing together on the court, but also perhaps from an attitude standpoint. So they did not look content. Well, as a reminder, and you see the coaching staff coming back from Mali. There's Remy, Frenchman. Mali are at the bottom of the standings. They are in Group F, which is 2 and 4 wins, just like Cote d'Ivoire. Central African Republic are 3 and 3. Now, the top two teams from each of the two groups will advance to the World Cup, as well as the best third-place team.
Suivez d'abord ça, s'il vous plaît. Là, Max va se positionner là, 4 et le 5 ici. S'il sort, automatiquement, lui, il monte.
Another game going on. Angola on top of Cameroon, 35-24. So they are third in Group E, behind Tunisia and Cameroon. So that is a game of huge importance. But you also have Egypt and Morocco, who, you know, could very easily finish in that second spot. It looks like Tunisia really, unless things would go horribly wrong for them, they've got a great shot of finishing first in Group E. And I would say without reservation, Nigeria will go on to finish first in Group F, although it could be that Senegal at 5-1 could somehow leapfrog them into that position. Second half action underway here in Lagos, Nigeria, where the Group F games are being played. Pass down low to Jimmy Jimrabai. And for some reason, we're looking at the clock. So there is an issue with the clock. That's what we're waiting on. And while we do that, we'll just remind you that later today we'll have, also in Group F, Senegal taking on Rwanda and Cote d'Ivoire facing Nigeria. Now, things look like they're settled here at the start of the second half. Cougar takes the ball and hits his jumper just inside the charity stripe. Takes it back to a 14-point advantage. Valo goes to work. And Jimmy Jim Rabbi is standing in his way. And another jump shot. This time from Jimmy Jim Rabbi. And the lead now has extended to 16 points. And the defense forces the turnover. Sidibe perhaps held on to it too long. So Mali appeared to have gone back into that funk, but then curiously, Central African Republic just threw the ball out of bounds. Reaches in, knocks it away from Samba Balayeta. So it'll remain with Mali. Yara passes to the corner to Sidibe. Now Jambo wide open, nails the three. Jim Rabbi hands it off to Damashwa, who looks, who pulls up a little too short. Now Sidibe goes all the way. And nobody picked him up. Maybe that's what they should try. Just go hard to the rim every single time. Jimmy Jim Rabbi on the low block. They pass it over to Cougar. Jambo with the rebound. And then Cougar reaches in and commits the foul. He fouled Sidibe. There's Diar for three, and he rattles one in from long range. And now, Mali have closed the gap to 8. What a crazy game. We talked about it being a game of runs, and right now, Mali getting closer and closer. Cougar drives in, and Balayera reached in, hit the ball, and went off of Cougar and out of bounds. And no hesitation there from Diarra. Full meter behind the arc. So Central African Republic has seen enough, and they're going to go to the bench to talk about it. Took their foot off the pedal. They started well enough.
Venez quand même, faites ça. On sait pourquoi, parce qu'on a la lecture de jeu ici. Venez, tournez, c'est pas grave. Si c'est pas toi qui prends la balle, peut-être le grand est notre poste de pouvoir récupérer la balle. Et de deux, on joue une défense passive maintenant. On les laisse tranquillement, ils reviennent dans le match, ils prennent des shoots facilement. Le couloir central même, le couloir central. Ok? Évitez pour qu'il y ait drive, pénétration au milieu, les gars. On les envoie à
on le renvoie côté mismatch et on re-switch comme vous avez fait. Ça c'est parfait. Rappelez-vous, Si on marque pas, on est zone.
Top scores, Jambo with 11 now, Diarra with
Et on
10.
alterne là-dessus. Et en attaque, on continue à jouer le contre side. Ils font ice. Donc grissa bien l'écran comme ça et tu roules milieu. Allez, go.
Allez, allez.
Ça pour la partie.
Mali.
Allez, onside. Aide à la remontée, Drissa. Aide à la remontée.
Back to live action here. And Diarra goes in, or Sidibe rather, and gets swatted. Cougar over to Damashwa. Just grazed the outside of the net. Look at Sidibe. He thinks he's going to go all the way. And Jefferson was having none of that. Not in my house, he says. Here it is again. You want to go on the social media and make a comment, use the hashtag #ThisIsMyHouse. See the little billboard there in front of the Central African Republic bench. Also hashtag FIBA WC World Cup. Jambo for 3. Bounce pass, and Jim Rabbi puts it up and in off the glass. Something else you could do if you want is load the FIBA Basketball World Cup app into your smartphone. Has all the new stats information. And charge is called, so good job by Jefferson now. Successive possessions. So Ballo caught it, turned. He's got to be more clever than that. Long jumper, no good. And Ballo with the board. Well, they're well within striking distance. They just got to play D. And get a little bit better execution on this end of the floor. Oh, what a bounce pass. Ballo rather, goes up and misses a shot, but Sidibe's got a little bit of panache to his game. And that is goal interference, goaltending. The ball had already gone off the glass. Yera misses, and now Jefferson goes coast to coast with the two-handed rim rocker. Nobody wanted to stand in front of that. Lead back to 14. And this time Jefferson gets his hand up there and blocks Issa Diawara. But the foul has been called. Look at Jefferson. Jefferson again. Well, that was a little lackadaisical defensively. Can't just let him waltz right down the lane. So Issa Diawara goes to the line and makes the first one. second one is good as well. Doesn't matter how you score them, as long as you score them. And long jump shot from Cougar. Now the three-point attempt. Oh, the bank is open, folks. It continues to remain open. Cisse. Three-pointer keeps him close. Down by just 12 points, Molly. You just play sustained defense. Play some defense in here and get a break. And then Jambo just kicks the ball out of bounds. Just needs to pick that ball up and go. Damashwa for three. Had to hurry because there wasn't much time on the shot clock. And the ball goes out of bounds, back over. Back over to Central African Republic. They just can't afford a couple of mistakes that have creeped into their game here. The last kicking the ball from Jambo, and then that one, that's an easy layup. Now Kant has it. I don't see much of him in this half, and now he stumbles, loses his footing. He can't stand up, it'll be a travel. And look at Damashwa. Well, good drive, but no finish. Diarra gets the rebound, and the ball batted out. Now Kant has it. Jambo, he slips. Well, that's a tough break. I mean, there's nothing he could do about it. His feet slid on the hardwood. Again, just a 12-point lead. Central African Republic have not delivered the knockout punch yet. Zian Veni gets the air ball out to Cougar. Now Gianvini is going to take it himself. He gets blocked. I think that was Issa Diawara. Teams both kind of stuck in first gear right now. Damashwai going for the steal. And Diawara bailed out with that foul. This is the second one as well, so that's another missed opportunity. Both teams 3 of 6 from the stripe. And the ball goes out of bounds. And it really is the case that they just, both of these teams, even Central African Republic, tend to get stuck in a spell of chaotic play. They just kind of almost lose their rhythm, lose their concentration. Now the dump down low. And Diarra goes up, gets the shot blocked. Grabongo thought he had it. And the long one no good, but Cisse able to get it back. Over to the other, Diarra. He follows up the miss again. Gianvini not able to corral it. So it will continue to be Mali possession. And Jambo fouled, so he will go to the line. And Gianvini gets the bump. Jambo, crucial opportunities go begging for Mali at the line twice in a row. Mali, both teams diving on the floor for the ball. Jimmy Jimrabai comes up with it. Kampf gets in and makes a very difficult shot to get it back to a 10-point game. I'll tell you what, folks, Central African Republic have just not stepped on the accelerator. They have just been stuck on 50 points now. They've had some opportunities. They've turned it over again, and now Mali with another opportunity. Jambo for three. Oh, he was fouled attempting the three. It almost went in. So Jambo could have had a 4-point play. He just missed 2 free throws, but now he goes to the line, takes his time, and makes the first one. And if you're Central African Republic right now, you're kind of sleepwalking, and it's not the first time that this happened to them in this game. And if you're Mali, if you're being realistic and you're a Mali fan, you're asking yourself, how in the world are we still in this game? Because we have played very poorly for long stretches. But they have an opportunity. They've cut the deficit back to 7 points. And Central African Republic should have the last shot here of the third quarter. Cougar. And no, they don't. They don't even get a shot off. So with 10 minutes remaining, Central African Republic, I think it's safe to say you've been playing with fire, and now we're going to see if you're going to get burnt, because Mali are right there, down 7 points in this very important World Cup African qualifier for both teams. Well, Central African Republic have led by as many as 17 points. They trailed early in the game, but now they're up by 7. If you look at the numbers, Mali a little bit better on the inside, now 5 of 18 from deep. And if they had been able to hit their free throws, they'd be tied, all of them, but they're 6 of 13. They hit a spell there where they missed 4 in a row. And Central African Republic just, even if they are able to win this game, it makes you wonder how they will do against better teams, because they would not get away with having these lapses against teams of more traditional powers. Group E is also underway, and Angola are beating Cameroon in that one by 12 points. Group E consists of Tunisia up at the top at 6-0, and then they're followed by Cameroon and Angola. Both of them are at 4-2. Egypt and Morocco, the other two North African sides, are 3-3. Chad are down in the basement of Group E with 2 wins from their 6 games. They're 2-4. Well, the final 10 minutes underway here in Lagos, Nigeria, in this African qualifier for the World Cup to be played next year in China. 5 teams from Africa will make it to the world's premier basketball event. The top 2 teams from each group and the best third-place team. Dameshwa misses from the corner, and Comte gets the rebound. No look pass, and all of a sudden, it's a 5-point game. And Jefferson, instead of getting inside, settles for the jump shot. Long shot, no good. That was from Keita. And now the three-pointer for Cougar. And we'll see if that makes a difference for this Central African Republic team. He hasn't played particularly well today, I don't think, Cougar. Although he does have 17 points, 6 of 12. I would say it's a quiet 17. Dior tied up. So Diawara is going to come out of the game, and Diarra comes back in. 8 points, the difference. Cougar from the left. Keita. Comte puts up from deep, hits the three, gets it right back. Well, we might have some white knuckle time in this game, folks. We might be on the edge of our seats. The way this is going, Mali are getting right back. And now they've forced the turnover. Now Comte in the open floor is going to go in for the layup. A little bit of shake and bake. And right now, folks, Central African Republic, well, they've been playing with fire, and right now they're getting burned. Comte and Mali are coming back. It's a three-point game.
Le poste 1 là, le 2 ici, William. Tu prends l'autre là. On repart aux losanges. Il n'y a même pas l'agressivité défensive, les gars. Et on attaque, c'est les pertes de balles, je vous ai signalé. Je vous ai dit, évitez les pertes de balles. Les gars, vous ne démarquez pas. Vous ne démarquez pas, vous êtes cachés.
Non, juste quelque chose. Pourquoi on ne le fait pas? Ni un down, ni 5. Faites-le seulement tranquillement. Max est sorti une fois, mais on revient, on refait encore. Il faut qu'on le fasse, les gars. On n'a pas le choix. On a un décalage que si on le fait.
Allez,
let's go. Attention, Jimmy, attention.
I'm almost surprised we haven't seen some substitutions here for Central African Republic. Well, let's see if they can turn things around here after that timeout. If they settle for jump shots, I would suggest that's not the thing to do. I think they need to go inside, or at least make a few passes. Well, ball goes off. Better hustle to save it in bounds. And the offensive rebound, and Kasange unsuccessful. Now Comte has it. It's just a three-point game. Diarra from the right and hit the side of the backboard. And Jefferson kind of pushes off, gets the position, and then doesn't catch the pass from Dameshwar. And now Central African Republic holding on for dear life against this Mali team. They look the better team. Jump shot is good. And the player who is quite possibly the worst on the floor in the first half is right now making the big plays. He has rediscovered his inner basketball player. And Dameshwar drills the three-pointer. Well, that was big. Now Kant goes baseline. Nice bounce pass. And Kant is wheeling and dealing. He's unrecognizable from the player that we saw in that opening 2 quarters. He was so bad he didn't even start in the second half. But he's had time to think about it. And now Cougar, who steps out of bounds, gives it right back to Mali with 5:20 remaining. The ramifications of this game are huge, especially for the Central African Republic. If they were to lose a game in which they were in complete command, leading by 17, if they were to lose this, I don't know how they would bounce back. I really don't. They have no business losing this game, but they're only up by 2. Can Mali come up with the biggest theft of the African qualifiers? Can they steal one here in Lagos? Diarra drives in. Oh, can you believe it? They have tied the game. They have risen from the dead. And certainly the team that's helping him rise from the dead is the Central African Republic, because they're listless. They've disappeared. Zache, the crashing of the boards. Now Kant has it, goes past midcourt, goes right at Cougar and puts him in front. And Kant is the Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He was awful in the first half, and he's all world in the second. Mali have taken the lead. "13 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the floor. And I'm sure the person that can't believe it the most has to be the Mali coach, because he's been the most frustrated of everybody. And yet here his team is leading. Cougar. Diarra with the rebound. And I'm surprised that we're not seeing substitutions from the Central African Republic, at least more of them. Like bring in Gianvini. And Diarra misses from deep. Jimmy Jimrai with the rebound. Now Zache. Oh, just throws it right into the hands of Keita. Look at Kant. Hands it off to Diarra. And a three-point play coming your way from Mali. The most bizarre game ever. It has to be in Africa. It's almost as if they've lulled this Central African Republic team into a false sense of security, because Central African Republic, they just look like they've run out of gas. And it's the first game here in the second round. What's happened?
Les gars, on défend comme des chiens, on défend.
Ok les gars, on repart en homme. Chacun a le sien. On essaie un peu de pousser.
Personne n'a 4
Regardez les fautes.
Laissez pas les contre-attaques. On laisse les contre-attaques et l'homme.
Il n'y a que moi qui a faute.
Personne n'a 4 fautes. Mais personne d'autre ne. On garde nos fautes pour partir avec un peine. Pas de
Foul trouble for Jimmy Jimrabai. He's the man you're looking at. 4 fouls.
Johan, vas-y. Cette personne souffle un peu. Et Destin.
Ils jouent le système où ils font passe et 13, ils surchargent. Ici, soit au-dessus,
Mali
soit
looks
dessous,
fresher.
mais pas dedans l'écran.
Central African
Sinon, vous êtes
Republic
baisés sur le tir, hein.
just kind of standing around on offense.
En attaque, tranquille, c'est long. On est serein. Alternez un peu. Les gars, prochain pic.
It was so bad for Mali that even after trailing by 17 points and they went to halftime down 12, the players were arguing with each other. And yet they're now leading by 4 points. The shock of shocks is underway. They've outscored, just in this quarter alone, Central African Republic 17-6. They're one more basket and they've got their highest scoring quarter. This will give them 18 points. Nope, he misses it. A small reprieve for the Central African Republic. Couguer has the ball knocked away very sloppily. And once again, Kant takes it and draws the foul. He almost made it. And that's one area where they've, you know, with Mali struggling in the half court, Central African Republic have turned the ball over and they've allowed them to get into transition and get some easy baskets. 21 points from Mali have come from turnovers. Turnovers by the Central African Republic. And boy, I'm pretty sure that Kant could not have missed that free throw any worse than that one. He's got to line it up. And he missed that one as well. Jambo challenged for the rebound. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Hamashua for three. That's kind of what their offense has become, him taking threes. And Keita loses it as he goes up. He says, don't take me out, coach. I want to be out here. Are we going to see something, anything from Central African Republic? And again, C sneaks in there, steals the ball. How many times are we going to see Kant crossing midcourt? And this time he is fouled by Grabongo, and it is an unsportsmanlike foul. And that is the right call. He just wasn't playing the ball. So 2 shots and possession, and the implosion continues for the team in white. They've got 2 more games after this. Central African Republic is not going to get any easier for them. Next up, they play Nigeria. About the only good thing that's happened to them in this quarter has been Kant missing free throws. He's just missed his 3rd consecutive free throw. Well, that is a let-off. 4 straight misses by Kant. But the coach can't take him out because everything else he's doing seems to be right. Keita pulls up at the line, banks it in. Still making deposits. 6 points to lead. Couguer, the jumper, the sense of desperation, he makes it. I'm not convinced that Mali are good enough to finish this thing, to close the deal. They'll have to prove it. You almost get the feeling they're going to wake up and realize they're up by 4 points. If that was on Jimmy Jimrabai, he's fouled out, but it might be on Diarra. Nope, it's on Jimmy Jimrabai. He is fouled out of the game. Watch this. Well, I saw both guys kind of bump into each other. No, it wasn't on him, actually. It was on Diarra. And Jefferson goes up and earns the trip to the free throw line. Jefferson with 9 points, but just 1 of 4 at the free throw line. So probably not a bad person to put on the line if you're Mali. And this is the first one. Jimmy Jimrabai does still have the 4 fouls, so the last one was indeed on Diarra. In fact, the one before that as well. So he's picked up 2 quick fouls, and it's a 3-point game. Keita gets it to Kant, and he just fumbles it out of bounds. So now new life for Central African Republic. Will Damashwa just take a 3? And Keita called for the foul. Well, it has been indeed a huge game of runs, and now here we are, just a minute and a half away, and Damashwa had the chance to tie it. He misses. Jefferson battling for the ball, but so are Mali, and it's Jambo that comes down with it finally. Kant passes it back, and Damashwa reaches in. The shot clock violation. And once again, Mali doing their best to keep Central African Republic now in the game. Kant had the turnover on the previous possession, and now a 24-second shot clock violation. Jefferson inside. Well, Damashwa takes the hand check. That is now 4 fouls on Mali. Okay, any more and they'll put him on the free throw line. I think Damashwa is tempted to take one, as will be Cougar. And they get it to Jefferson, and he goes up and was just able, I think you could call that a dunk. He had just enough stretch, elongation. Look at this. He goes, and he gets it over. So timeout on the floor. It's a 1-point game. Mali with 29 seconds left. And what do you do if you're the Central African Republic? You allow them to run the shot clock all the way down. That would only leave you with about 4.5 seconds. Or do you commit a foul? I think I would be tempted to foul Kant if possible, because he hasn't looked even close on his free throw attempts.
Surata, tu sors, tu essaies de rentrer la passe. Viens bien chercher là. Ram, sur le curl corner. Ok? Jambo, tu flaires, Nianta, tu popes ici, vers le ballon là, si jamais ils sont emmerdés. On est en stack. Premier qui curl, deuxième, c'est Surata qui rentre la balle. Et là, on attend et on joue un pic à 10 secondes. Okay?
It'll be interesting to see if he leaves Kant in the game, considering his free throw difficulties. Kant came into this game shooting 70% at the line, 12 of 17. But today he's struggled in that area. He's missed all 6 of his attempts from the free throw line. So he's going to inbound the ball. Remember, 29.1 seconds remains. So the question is, will Central African Republic just play defense, try to come up with a steal, or might they commit a foul if they haven't come up with a steal with around 10 seconds or so? If they commit a foul, they still have to commit 2 fouls, in fact. They might want to go ahead and commit it, because they're not yet in the bonus. There they have. They committed that one. Okay, so 23.2 seconds to go. Late game execution. It's incredible how good it has to be. Remember how Central African Republic in the last round ended up winning 72-63 over Mozambique, just because in the final seconds Mozambique just kind of lost their heads. And that was a pivotal turnaround as they ended up winning their head-to-head tiebreak. So what is going on in Mali? Well, for the first time, we're not getting, I don't think we're allowed the microphone inside the huddle to hear what Mali want to do. I don't know if that's by design. Couguer with 19 points, leading the way. Kosange has those 3 steals. He's wasn't as influential in the second half as he was in the first. But he's going to be out there, number 7. Couguer went for the steal. He committed the foul on Cisse, and Cisse is going to the free throw line to take the 2 most important free throws of this game. If he makes both, he puts his team up 3. If he makes just 1 of 2, Central African Republic can go down and take the lead with a 3 or tie it with a 2. And if he misses both, somebody's going to get the rebound. Oh, he certainly looked good on that one. He'd only taken 4 free throws, and the qualifiers have made 3. There he makes both of those. So it's a 3-point game. Now the question, will Central African Republic go for the 3? And Mali have elected to foul and put him on the line. This is a risky strategy, because they did not want them to attempt a potential game-tying 3-pointer. But you never know what could happen. He might make both of these, and then Mali could be fouled and miss free throws. But Remy, being the European coach, that was his strategy. Oh, and an offensive foul. Incredible. Not what the doctor ordered for Mali fans. The foul called on Cisse, watch. Yep, pushing off to get some space, and the referee was right there to see it. So now Central African Republic have the ball and a chance to take the lead. Are they going to wait to the very end? Damashwa takes a jumper. Got it! A go-ahead long jumper. A one-point game. Oh, but he gets underneath. Jambo, he puts it up and in. And Mali have gone back in front. Can't anybody play defense? Unbelievable. And now the block from Diarra. And that is it, folks. I think time has expired. The Central African Republic had the dream finish, but they forgot to play defense at the very end. And Mali went down and effectively made a layup. I can't believe we just saw that. Mali scrape a 66-65 win over the Central African Republic.
The game is over.
Well, both teams now 3-4.
66-4.
And what the damage has been done for this Central African Republic team. That should have been the shot that put Central African Republic on top. Jambo was able to beat Central African Republic down the floor. Kosange attempted a shot. That was a risky block there, because you don't want to foul him, but block it he did. And here are the stats, and it's just a head scratcher. It's incredible that Mali have trailed by 17 and come back to win the game. They were out rebounded 40-31. They had more turnovers. And Jambo, with that 16 points, ended up leading the way in the scoring. He also had the 4 steals. And Diarra had 14 points. Kant came to life really in the second half, especially the fourth quarter, finished with 13 points. Cisse with 9. It looked like Cisse had committed the foul that was going to doom his team to defeat after Damashwa had hit the go-ahead jumper. Look at this. So he hit that one. And if you are the Central African Republic now, you must get back on defense. But nobody gets back. And I'm not sure what they're reviewing, but it could be they're reviewing to see if there might still be time on the clock after that block shot right at the end. But so here it is again. Look, this is the final 10 seconds. So Damashwa's shot falls through the hoop with 4.2 seconds remaining. And Diarra initially wanted a timeout, but it's a good thing that they didn't get it, because they were able to go down and score in transition. So that confirms it. They had the review, I think it was the last play, and they have. So it's a 66-65 win for Mali. Now remember, folks, the top 2 teams from each of the 2 groups, Group E and Group F, as well as the best 3rd place team from those 2 groups, will advance to the FIBA Basketball World Cup next year in China. And one can only imagine that the team that might be celebrating the most would be Angola, who are 4-2, and also Cameroon, who are 4-2 in the other group, but also Rwanda, who are 3-3 in Group F. Because if Rwanda, if they win their game today, they can improve to 4-3. Here you see some of the highlights from the game. Rwanda, they play Senegal today. So this game had a little bit of everything, but quite honestly, I mean, it was very poor for long stretches from Mali, and they just looked like they were ready to go home. But Central African Republic kept leaving the door open, not extending the lead, and then finally something happened, especially with Kant, who came out and started making plays. And they came back to take the lead. This is one of them. Look at that. Just goes in for the layup. It's very lackadaisical approach from Central African Republic on defense. And if you allow a team that's struggling to score to have easy layups in transition, that's going to be their fastest way back into the game. Here he was yet again. This time makes the pass, and Diarra ended up going to the line for a potential three-point play. He missed the free throw. And even with all that, the Central African Republic still managed to take the lead with 4 seconds remaining, 4.2 seconds remaining at the very end of the game. Yet, in that 4 seconds, they didn't get back and play defense. And that allowed Mali and Ibrahim Jambo to score the winning points. So that was a shot with 29 seconds remaining. That was the shot that put Central African Republic in front, but then the winning basket was scored right after that. So Mali breathed just a little bit of life into their campaign. They win it 66-65 over the Central African Republic.